Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course. As you can see from the title of this video, we're going to be talking about NBA veteran Charles Oakley. He is the husband of Angela Oakley, newbie to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. He has filed a few lawsuits regarding his run-in at Madison Square Garden. Now, before we take a trip down memory lane, I ask that you please hit the like button on this video. Please subscribe to the channel. And of course, everything that I'm saying in this video is alleged and just my opinion. And the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on this soundbite is allowed. So ABC News, this is covered under fair use, okay? And I will be giving my commentary on this news report in just a moment. So as we all know, again, Angela Oakley is one of the newer housewives to the ROA show, the Real Housewives franchise. She looks amazing. If you follow me on Instagram, just today I shared on my Instagram stories her house tour, and she looked great, okay? And you know, I also uploaded another interview that she did. This podcast gentleman, he's Caucasian. He's interviewed like Quad when she said that, I believe she was talking about Carlos King. He's interviewed Toya. He may not have been the one to interview Quad, but he interviewed Toya from Married to Medicine. He's been getting a lot of great interviews lately. He's interviewed Angela Oakley, and she's talking about her nose job. So I may make another video about that. But let's get into this news report. Charles Oakley, if you've been watching my ROA review videos, you know, I've said he seems to be grouchy. You know, there was one scene where Angela Oakley is talking to her daughter, and he's like banging on the pots and pans, being really obnoxious, okay? So I must admit that his behavior at Madison Square Garden, the video is going to be shocking. It's not surprising just how he's moving so far in just 3 episodes of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. So now let's go ahead and get into it. We see Michael Strahan, and I'm going to mute my mic so that there is no echo, and then I will come back with my commentary. Please hit the like button. Thank you.
Caught on camera at last night's New York Knicks game, former forward Charles Oakley seen getting into a physical altercation with security guards, and Jesse Palmer is here with more. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning, Michael. That's right. You take a team with a losing season, then add fans blaming the owner, and then top it off with a former player ejected from the stands and charged with assault, and you have mayhem at Madison Square Garden.
He was one of the most physical players in NBA history.
Oakley in his face.
And this morning, former New York Knicks Charles Oakley is making headlines again at Madison Square Garden.
Everybody looking over there. Apparently, there's a Charles Oakley over there, Mike.
But this time, it's for causing a melee off the court.
Charles Oakley is involved in something. They need security in a big way.
The 53-year-old suddenly ejected from his seat while watching the Knicks-Clippers game by a swarm of security. The Knicks claim Oakley was ejected after making negative comments to Knicks owner James Dolan.
Oakley and the Knicks organization have not seen eye to eye recently.
But Oakley, who has been charged with 3 counts of assault, adamantly denies the Knicks allegations, saying he was simply there to support the team.
And I'm like, I've been here 4.5 minutes. I'm a Knicks fan. Played here for 10 years. I love the Knicks. I love New York. This is my heart.
Fans showing their support to the man who helped lead the Knicks to the 1994 finals, chanting Oakley. Oakley.
And overnight, Oakley was released from custody. His lawyer telling ABC News, "We deny the allegations and will answer them in court."
And he's a beloved player here in New York City.
He is. Yes. Yeah, and not the first person ever to be kicked out of a game at Madison Square Garden. It's the first time, though, I've ever seen a former player have to go through that. A lot more to come.
Yeah, stay tuned for that, right?
Absolutely.
All right, thank you, guys.
Okay, shout out to ABC News. And ABC News again, that is covered by fair use. Okay, so Charles Oakley just out here showing his tail. Put him out. Put him out. Security, security. Did y'all see him shoving one of the managers or some sort of executive there, perhaps at the basketball game, just getting so angry. Now, one thing that I noticed about the Good Morning America or ABC News reporter, he was saying in his intro to his video package, you know, take a losing team, they're on a losing streak, and add the frustration of the fans, and they want to blame the owner, and then you get mayhem at Madison Square Garden. So that was also, that was, in my opinion, the reporter's way of trying to almost rationalize or understand Charles Oakley's rage. Now, in an article that I found on ESPN.com, this article, it does go back to May 2024, less than a year ago. Okay, less than a year ago. Want to make sure that you all can see it. Okay, great. And the headline reads, Madison Square Garden, or MSG, counters Oakley's claim, says that he was not invited to a Knicks game. So this is when it gets a little weird. So this was just, again, less than a year ago, just 10 months ago. ESPN News reports that Madison Square Garden said last May, Charles Oakley has not been invited back to the arena, despite him saying that he has received an offer to return. So Charles Oakley is saying that he will not return to the Madison Square Garden until the owner of the New York Knicks apologizes to him. So reportedly, moments before that brawl, if you will, or run-in where it gets physical and he's shoving the man, reportedly he says something to the owner, Dolan. I don't know if he was frustrated with how the team was performing in the game, and I don't know what he said to Dolan. But there were some sort of words said, and then we saw where security put him out. Now, I'm going to read this paragraph verbatim. Let me also give credit to the journalist. Oh, it actually just says ESPN News Services, and there's no byline. Okay, so Oakley has not attended a Knicks game since his arrest in 2017. So this has happened about 8 years ago. After an altercation with MSG, Madison Square Garden, security officials, when they told him to leave his seat at the arena near owner James Dolan. Oakley was cleared of misdemeanor assault charges in 2018 and has since attempted to bring assault and battery claims against Madison Square Garden and Dolan. An amended lawsuit was filed just last month. So there has been some sort of amended lawsuit filed just last April, which is 11 months ago. But that was not the first time that, he has submitted any sort of claim. And again, Dolan is the last name of the owner of the New York Knicks. So I want to scroll down, and this is a statement from Madison Square Garden. It reads, this matter should be behind all of us at this point, but because of the ongoing legal maneuverings of Charles Oakley and his lawyers, this case will apparently now have to continue, Madison Square Garden said. Nevertheless, we fully expect this case to be dismissed for the third time. For the third time. Sir, you are on video shoving some guy, and you can see the owner, Dolan. He's like standing to the side, and there's a bunch of men, and Charles Oakley is just going off, and he's shoving one of the guys, and then all those same men, they've grabbed hold of him to like escort him out of the arena. And, they said that the New York Knicks fans was chanting, Oakley, Oakley. We have to stop condoning that type of shit. It's unprofessional. It's embarrassing. Like, dude, Mr. Oakley, you are a multimillionaire. You and your wife are in a position where she was able to buy 5 properties all at once and she's renovating them, that takes major cash. In my last Royal review, I said for 5 properties, we know she spent realistically at least $500,000 on them. That doesn't even count the amount of money for the renovations. This is probably a 7-figure, $1 million or more project. So he's filthy rich. He has children. He's in his early 60s. He has his health. He doesn't have to work. He lives in this beautiful home. He cooks, and his wife is gorgeous. Like, why are you at a New York Knicks game acting a fool? And people, when they chant Oakley, Oakley, they're just manipulating you to keep it going because they want to see a show. I think the fact that he has filed 3 lawsuits, that relates to his pride. And Mr. Oakley, you're going to have to pray, meditate, journal on letting that go. Because if you think filing lawsuits over and over is going to get this NBA team owner to apologize to you, I think you should think again. You're just wasting your money and everybody's time. Just like you have the money to pay the lawyers, they're not going to talk you out of it because they get to send you a bill. Madison Square Garden, they have the attorneys too. And that's why they haven't invited you back. And it sounds like, just in my opinion, when he put it out there that he's been invited back to Madison Square Garden, I think he just wanted to talk about the incident again so that he could say, well, I'm not coming back until Dolan apologizes to me. But dude, you were the one there acting a straight up fool, a plumb fool. So I thought that was very interesting. Now, remember, on the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Angela Oakley said that they separated in the beginning of their marriage because they got married in July 2016. That run-in at Madison Square Garden happened in 2017. So they were newlyweds. And she said, I could not help him heal. So we were separated for a while. If you watch my review, I thought that sounded fishy. I thought it was weird. Now, of course, that was prior to me looking up the video from ABC News and seeing how he acted up. But still, is that really cause to separate? Or did she was straight up with him and told him that she did not agree with his behavior and he got mad and he was a jerk to her? He was a butthole. I'm guessing that was the latter, okay? And I've also, in my last review, I talked about, he's an NBA player. Just in my opinion, Angela and Charles, I feel like more than likely there's probably been some cheating, perhaps. And that could have been an issue at that time as well. It could have been a culmination of things. But I feel like she's not giving us everything. She's just giving us, pieces to the puzzle. And definitely some of the pieces don't include him coming back to Madison Square Garden, baby, because they're saying, hell no, okay? But what do you all think about him acting a fool at Madison Square Garden? And the news reporter at ABC said, take a team on a losing streak, people frustrated and wanting to blame someone, and then you got mayhem at Madison Square Garden. What do you think about that? Do you think that's what it was? And what do you think about him filing legal claims for a minimum 3 times regarding this? I think that's very interesting. I think that it shows arrogance, pride, all of that. Well, thank you all so much for checking out this video. Please hit the like button on this video, as it is a free way of supporting the channel. And please subscribe to Shows Style and Spirit if you have not already done so. I may make a 3rd video about Marvin Sapp. I posted it on my IG stories yesterday, and I said I do not believe in the pressure to give. I also made a poll on my community tab regarding this matter. I think that it is ridiculous. And Marvin Sapp is here in Michigan. He's in Grand Rapids, which is about 2.5 hours west of Detroit. But I think that it is pathetic and greedy. So yeah, I think I'll make another video regarding that. But thank you so much for checking out this video. Please hit the like button, and I will talk with you all soon. Bye.